Hey everybody, welcome to week 3 coursework review. If I look scruffy, I apologize, but I joined the Movember Men's Health fundraiser and we don't shave for the whole month of November, so it's only going to get worse. Anyway, let me start off by saying I know that for those of you who are returning to school, this can be very overwhelming and there's a lot that you're trying to figure out. I get that. The first step is to make sure that you're reading the instructions of the assignment or the discussion post thoroughly, understanding them. If you are not understanding what's being asked of you or what you should be doing, then please contact me so that I can clarify for you. For the discussion questions, not everybody completely answered the questions last week or this week, so I tried to redirect people, but if you're not posting early, then it's hard for me to redirect you. I am off on Fridays and Saturdays. I do check the discussion questions. I try to answer those that are off track, but sometimes I don't always catch them. So try to post early enough so that I'm seeing them and I can get a reply to you to get you back on track or try to direct you in the area that you need to be looking. Excuse me. Okay, so for this week, your reading assignment is Chapter 12, Chapter 13, and Chapter 14. Now, as always, we have our weekly discussion questions. The first discussion question asks, describe how diet, physical activity, sleep, and preventive measures contribute to healthy living. So this is included in your reading this week. So you need to address all four: diet, physical activity, sleep, and preventative measures. And then feel free to list examples of healthy living in your own life. So tell me why diet is important, physical activity is important, sleep's important, and preventative measures are important. But then also let me know how you do or do not incorporate these into your daily life and what you think you might be able to do better at and what you do well at. All right. The second question is to read, review professionalism in Chapter 13. So we're back to professionalism again. This time we're not thinking like a healthcare professional, but in your own words, what does professionalism mean to you? Now, when they say in your own words, they don't want you to regurgitate or plagiarize what is in the book. I want you to refer back to what is in the book and what you've read about professionalism in Chapter 13. But tell me in your words what that chapter said to you, and then provide me. So in the chapter on professionalism, there are 3 different sections that you need to address: professional behaviors, professional healthcare skills, and professional appearance. And I need 3 examples from each of those categories. So for professional behaviors, I need 3 examples and how you plan to incorporate these into your professional life. For professional healthcare skills, I need 3 examples and how you plan to incorporate those into your professional life. And then professional appearance, 3 examples and how you plan on incorporating those into your life. And then you will have your responses to your fellow students. Now, the one thing I will say about the discussion posts, and most of you have found this out, if you are posting the 4 separate posts on 3 separate days, that's the requirement of the assignment, you have met the expectation. So the most you can score on that is 15 points out of 20. If you go above and beyond the required number of posts, so posting 5 separate posts or more on 3 separate days, then you can earn up to 20 points because you've exceeded the expectations. If you have any questions about that, please let me know. Make sure that you are utilizing APA. And APA does not, for the discussion questions, you do not need a separate title page. You do not need a separate reference page. You just need to have an in-text citation within the writing and a corresponding reference down below the post. At minimum, you should be citing and referencing your textbook because you're taking the information from that source. We're going to talk more about APA in the when I talk about next week's assignments as well. You also have an Osha assignment, which was similar to your assignment in week 2, where you can take it as many times as you like until you receive the score that you're happy with. However, this assignment, you must score 70% on the assignment, and so you need to keep retaking it until you score at least 70%. But if you're not happy with 70%, you want higher, just keep retaking it until you receive the score that you'd like. Make sure that you listen to the Kaiser Live. Make sure that you're looking at the videos on Osha that were in week 2. All this will help you get through this assignment. This does not lead, as it says here, it does not lead to an Osha certificate. However, students additionally have the option to obtain their bloodborne pathogens, HIV, and infectious control certifications through Central Florida Health and Safety Training Center, as well as through the Osha website. If you have any questions about this, please contact me. You have your week 3 quiz and then extra credit. There is no written assignment this week. However, in week 4, there is a written assignment. And I will just go over that real quick, because if you'd like to start working on it now, it might behoove you to do so. There is no requirement for the written assignment in week 4 to submit it to the OWL. However, I do highly encourage you to do so. As you've seen, when you submit it to the OWL, they give good recommendations. It helps you to become a better writer and helps you turn in a better paper. So the week 4 written assignment, you want to do, you're going to look at Review the Thinking It Through section on page 324 in chapter 15. Reflect on the scenario and identify your feelings regarding its content. So after you review the scenario, answer the 4 questions listed underneath the scenario on page 324. And again, I said this on the last paper, and I still had people doing it. Do not number your responses. Take each question and answer it in a paragraph format. And you should be able to identify that paragraph so that I know which question you're talking about within your writing. So use the material you have learned this week in your reading, but also think outside the box. So I suggest writing 1 short paragraph, again, for each of the 4 questions. You should be using APA format. For this, it is a formal written paper. You will need a separate title page. You do not need an abstract. You need in-text citations within your writing, at minimum your textbook, because you're taking the information from the scenario in the textbook as well as from your reading for the week. So you should have that at minimum cited, and anytime you cite a source, you must also have a corresponding reference on your separate reference page. If you're having problems with APA, here's where you need to go. Go to the program resources right here in the left-hand column. When that comes up, click on the APA Resources tab. There are several resources here that talk about APA, when to use it, how to use it, and why we use it. Now, they still have the 6th edition Quick View. I'm not going to grade off if you give me 6th edition, but I will tell you need to learn 7th edition because your future courses are going to require your English composition and things like that. And there are some other resources on APA in the Getting Started section of the class right here. Click on that and then scroll down and you will find that there are videos. And this will talk about some of the changes between 6th edition and 7th edition, so it will help you learn it. It also talks about the basics of what an in-text citation is, why you use it. It also talks about plagiarism, very, very serious topic. So make sure you view these, and if you, after you view these sources, you're still confused, contact me. We can set up a one-on-one Kaiser Live session, or we can do a telephone call. I can try to help you through APA and try to help you understand it better. Okay. So, like I said, you don't have to turn the week 4 written assignment in to the OWL, but I think it, you know, I try to encourage everybody to utilize that resource. It's a very good resource to have, and it can only help you. But the reason we turned it into the OWL is to get their recommendations and then incorporate them into the paper. A lot of people submitted it to the OWL, but they didn't incorporate it into the paper. So what was the sense in submitting it to the OWL? If you have any questions, please let me know. Let's have a good week. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the Kaiser Live session tomorrow evening at 7 p.m. Have a great evening.